Welcome back to From Nine to Mom, where we discuss balancing the 9 to 5 hustle with the beautiful chaos of motherhood. This week, we're clocking in for our weekly rewind to talk about the shit you just can't possibly make up. Katie, let's start with you.
I know. Happy Monday, and welcome to the first weekly rewind of the new year.
Is it really? I didn't even realize
Yeah,
that.
we didn't do it on the first. I think you were a little busy on the
I
first.
think I was a little hungover on the first.
Were you?
It was Daisy's birthday, and I was definitely very hungover. I actually drove to an IV clinic.
Amazing.
And it was closed. So I drank green
super
juice
sad.
instead. I did survive, and we had a great birthday. But
That's good. Yeah, I mean, Daisy turned 1. Lots to talk about there. What's the coming off the birthday high? Did you guys have a boring weekend then?
Yeah, it was a pretty quiet weekend this weekend. My parents were moving into their new place, which is exciting for them. So a lot of moving parts. And then I'd say the biggest wins probably for both of us, even though boring probably to the rest of the world, Steelers and Bills both won their games, clinched spots in the playoffs. But the bad news for us is that the Bills play the Steelers next week in your hometown.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting weekly rewind next week with the two of us on the call.
I know we'll be battling it out, but you have kind of both in your household. You have a soft spot for the Bills.
Yeah, after having season tickets, you can't help but have a soft spot. But this weekend, I'm hoping that you go down.
Yeah,
hard.
Of course. We'll see. Yeah, same for us. We were kind of expecting a lot of snow upstate New York, and didn't really give as much as we thought. Like when they say there's snow, I'm expecting a foot. We got like 3 or 4 inches. It was enough to go play in the snow. Do I want to go play in the snow anymore? No. Is that all Jack wanted to do? Yeah. So Ryan played for about an hour out in the snow. So we've got a little snowman and stuff in our backyard. But
that's cute. I mean, Colton wouldn't even know what to do with snow if he saw it. We sled on ice. So
Jack is sledding with Papa today.
Oh, that's cute. I love that.
Yeah, it was really kind of a quiet weekend, but it's like when it's like that, we try to find things to do. Like you miss that whole outside activity thing, tiring the kids out being outside. So we had to try to figure out what to do, where to go inside. And there's only so many things you can do indoors here. Like we've been to a couple of the museums, the library, you kind of get bored. So we really kind of lean back on like grocery stores. Target is great. You just go through those toy aisles. Jack will just stand there and play with the toys in the aisle. It's amazing.
It's a free babysitter until they start having tantrums. That they
literally, it could
buy
be
a toy.
Yes, if you can't, like the stuffed animals, stay away from because they'll try to.
We all know our aisles.
Yeah. But our crowd favorite is BJ's, like Costco.
Okay.
Depending on where people are at.
Don't they have the berry
Sundae? A lot
Sundae?
of different things. So I don't know.
I feel like BJ's had, I mean, I know Sam's does the berry sundae. I feel like that's like the hot thing, or a hot dog, which I'm not.
Literally. BJ's doesn't have like a food thing. It's probably like the trashy version. It's probably the trashy version, like I don't know. But we love it there, good old place to walk through. You got your groceries, you got everything you need. But, we're trying to have a purpose. Like, why do we need to go there? Like, what do we need? And I've been pretty prepared on my game. The only thing I could think of that we needed was condoms.
Wait, so you tell me you went to BJ's to get condoms?
Did we pack up the kids and walk through the entire store? And Ryan was so embarrassed. It's like, why are we still embarrassed to buy these things? It's like buying tampons. Like, what am I going to do?
Is it going to be ingrained in our souls forever? Like, I just feel like it doesn't matter how. We're being responsible adults, but
yes. Like, look at me. I don't want to have more kids. Look at these two. And so we're walking through the store and Ryan's like, we can't just come here and buy just the condoms. Like, we have to get other items.
In bulk, by the way.
We're in the bulk store. I'm like, how many condoms are we going to use between now and your vasectomy in June?
You're set.
So, yeah, I mean, we're set for life, I think. But yeah, we were like, we need to buy something. You can't just walk through that store. It's like the one where they check your receipt on the way out, your car, you can't really just walk through that store and leave. Like Target, you could walk through and leave with nothing.
Yeah, secretly go to self-checkout, sneak out. Nope.
So Ryan's like, well, we need this. We need trying to find things like, so doesn't he be like, get up to the section where all the toiletries, like everything is. And he's like, the line's really long. I'm going to go get in line with the kids. I'm like, you're that embarrassed to walk over to that section.
Stop. Did you walk over there by yourself?
So I walked over, picked walked back. I'm like waving him around. Because like, what do I care? Like, maybe
You're
that's like
proud.
a girl thing. Yeah, I'm like, look we got 2 kids. They're little. Like, I don't need any more.
We're being
I
responsible
should be
adults.
cheered walking through those
Yeah,
aisles.
I would have cheered for you. Poor Ryan. He's like trying to hide and you're making it a big deal. I love
He's like,
this.
can't we just order them online? I'm like, well, what are we gonna do today? So we got them.
So your
Congrats to
field
us.
trip for this weekend was a trip to BJ's to
Yep.
get protection.
Yep.
And you brought your kids and bought random stuff to make it feel better, less judgy. I love it.
And it's also so funny because like when you go to the store, you have a 2-year-old. If anybody has a 2-year-old, you know, they want to touch everything that comes into the cart, whatever store you're at. So like Jack's like trying to like call it like everything we're putting in. He wants to hold it up in the seat, and I had to sneak these right in on the side of the car seat. So you can picture us, the big cart, Cal's in his car seat in the big part of the car, Jack's in the seat.
30-somethings trying to hide their obvious sex life from their kids, which is how they made them. And you just want to look at them and be like, this is why. This is why we're buying these.
So, you know, if you're out there, you know, just set up an Amazon subscription.
Yeah, but hey, you needed something to do. So,
you know, it worked.
You got what you needed. That is hilarious. Poor Ryan. It's okay though, buddy. Everybody does it.
You know, everyone will give you high fives.
Yeah, later. Yeah, you're going to, yeah. See, there's people out there wishing that they were you and BJ this weekend. Oh, that is fantastic. Yeah, I feel like I don't have anything nearly as humorous as that. The best thing that happened to me this week is we talk a lot about working from home, working from an office. And as you know, I work primarily from home. We've been looking for office space. So Friday I was feeling excited, like, oh, we're looking at office space. It's going to happen. But of course I was in my home office. I had a late night meeting. Let's rephrase. Not late night, but end of day Friday.
For Friday, it's
for
late.
A Friday.
Anything after noon is late.
Is late. So my son gets home from daycare. I don't know where anybody else. I live with 3 other adults. He comes directly to my window. I'm on a Zoom call, no headphones, no nothing. And he looks at me and he just says, more of like a statement, butthole. So I'm on Zoom. Thank God it wasn't a client. But the first epic mistake I made was acknowledging his presence and started laughing. And then I looked at him and made my second mistake, which was then asking, what? As if I didn't hear him the first time. So then his statement of butthole became more of a proclamation of butthole, where he proudly yelled butthole at the top of his lungs while I was on my conference call. And I'm not the most mature, if you guys can't tell. So I immediately started laughing. Luckily, it was one of our coworkers' employees. So he was laughing.
That has young kids.
That has young kids and completely understands. So we started laughing about that. And then my husband shuffled Colton away when he realized what was happening. But then we got into a discussion as a family about how people now these days, there's always kids on Zoom calls. And all I can think about is when COVID first hit and that one reporter was on the news station and he was giving a very, you know what I'm talking about? He was giving a very serious broadcast and they were in their little walker or whatever and they came running in and they were like, I think.
Doesn't like the mom like run in and like
grab them out like it's like a horror movie and they're like flailing. But that's all I could think of. And it just got me thinking about the difference between working now with kids versus when everyone was in the office. So I thought it was funny. I mean, butthole's a funny word.
It would have been a hit with a client too. It would have been a hit with clients too. But it's so funny because when COVID did hit, I was without kids. So like I was on meetings seeing all these people with parents not really understanding like what that's like.
Yeah. And like, did you just be honest? Like, did you judge a little bit at that time?
At some points I was like, well, why isn't he just in the other room? Or like, and then sometimes I felt really sympathetic. Like I remember watching Colton sit and watch TV when you were doing, and we were like in the height of figuring out what the business was going to do, how we were going to survive COVID.
Mm-hmm. And I laughed because that was the time when Disney Plus first came out. It was $7.99. And I remember sending you a video and it was my townhome covered in snacks, everything you could think of, and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
We should find that video.
I'll find it.
That was funny.
I was like, thanks to my new babysitter, Mickey Mouse, $7.99. No wonder kids are weird now.
Cheapest babysitters out there.
Yeah, it's fine. But that was my funny story of the week. So if you guys have any good, stories about working from home with the kids interrupting, please do share, because I don't want to feel alone.
I'm sure you're not. I'm sure everyone's got some pretty funny ones out there. I try to keep my kids far, far away, or when they are on, they're still like cute and can barely talk, so it's okay. They're not saying
Colton is
yet.
very, very vocal at this point, and
of the anatomy.
Yeah, and we've moved up. We already talked. He moved up from potty words. They're pretty serious, and now we're in TK, so it's getting even more aggressive. It's good times. Good times had by all, but hopefully this week stays calm for both of us. And
we'll see.
When we talk on Thursday, there won't be any epic disasters that have ensued, but until then, I guess we're clocking out and hopping back into the 9 to 5.
Sounds good. See you guys Thursday.
See you Thursday.